This podcast will bring light to Hmong-owned businesses so that as consumers, we are confident to give them our business. And as businesses, we become a reliable and trustworthy source to our community. Now, in addition, this podcast serves as a platform to build awareness for Hmong entrepreneurs and businesses while being able to connect with Hmong people all over the world. Now, I see this as an amazing way to grow our Hmong community together and advance into the next era, where Hmong communities are supporting Hmong businesses and Hmong businesses are giving back to their community. Now, I'm excited to share with you the heartbeat of Hmong entrepreneurs, where I connect with Hmong businesses all over to learn more about who they are, what's their business, and how we can give them our support. But most importantly, it's about what makes their heart beat. So these are the people who are trailblazing the way in the world of business as a Hmong person, and this is how we can support each other in a growing and evolving community. As a wise man once said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So let's get rocking. What's up, everybody? Hello and welcome to the heartbeat of Hmong entrepreneurs. My name is Josh, and thank you for being here, for listening today. I have another guest with me. Her name is Ka, and she comes from a medical background, which is awesome as well. I had somebody else here from a medical background too, and she was a natural pathologist.
Okay.
But yeah, so but today we have Ka here. Ka is with Willow Creek Farm Center, and she'll tell us all about that. So Ka, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks. Thank you for having us come onto the show and kind of talk about Willow Creek Farm Center. I'm excited. I'm excited that there's actually like a platform for Hmong entrepreneurs. I feel like the network is so small, so it's great what you're doing for the Hmong people.
Thank you. So Ka, tell us a little bit about, let's start from the bottom, about who you are, where you're from.
That's a long story. I've many decades under my belt. So again, my name is Ka, but formerly Hmong Wei, right? So
Okay. Yeah.
married to Chase. We've been married for about 26 years. I'm actually grew up in Albemarle, North Carolina since 1986. We were like the second Hmong family to move into Albemarle. So and I still live around the area. We are actually located in Midland, which is about 10-15 minutes east of Charlotte. I actually work in Albemarle. I actually work for the hospital in Albemarle. So my husband is actually a transplant from Seattle, so from the Pacific Northwest. But yeah, my parents, just like a lot of Hmong families back in the days, would travel to different states until they could get grounded and rooted. And so Albemarle, North Carolina was where they found themselves to be. And I've been around this area pretty much my whole life, actually. So otherwise than that, we are parents to 5 amazing kids and then 3 beautiful grandchildren. So we're pretty busy. Chase is in the medical field as well as I am. And we are now running a wedding venue business as well. So
yes, that's awesome. So tell me more about that wedding venue business. So how did you guys get into this?
So honestly, we briefly talked about it many years ago. And the reason why we sort of talked about it is when we were doing our daughter's wedding, we went to a wedding venue and they were pretty much dinging us for every item that we liked at the venue. And so I kind of whispered to my husband, I was like, one day if I just own a wedding venue, I'm going to include everything. And so we've always talked about owning a wedding venue, but it actually happened by accident, by chance. When we came upon this wedding venue, we were actually in the process of putting in an offer for a house. And then right when we were about to put in an offer, our realtor was like, okay, just let me know, but I have to go now. I have to go show a wedding venue. And then my husband's light bulb just kind of lit up and he's like, what do you mean wedding venue? And she gave us the brochure and she was like trying to convince us. She's like, oh, you guys would be so great for this. And, she's like, you guys have lots of kids. I can help you guys run it. And I didn't want to have anything to do with it, to be honest. And that night my husband couldn't sleep at all. And then the next morning he was just like, Ka, I think we should really dive into this wedding venue and let's let's go for it. Cause you've talked about it. We talked about it. I mean, this is our opportunity. And yeah, 6 months later, we ended up owning the wedding venue. And that's kind of like how it started.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, so when was this? What year was this?
So July, we're under contract July of 2021. So we've only owned this venue for about three years come next month.
Okay, gotcha. Now I'm sure you guys already learned so much already about the wedding area. Like, what all comes? Okay, what are the things that takes place in running a wedding venue?
So it's a lot of work. You are working, and you know as well as I do, like when you're an entrepreneur, you're working nonstop. You work harder than you actually work for another company. When you are entrepreneur, you wake up, you're working, and you go to bed, you're still working, and you're working 7 days a week. And that's pretty much how the wedding venue works. I think people just see the wedding on a Saturday and they think, oh, Sunday through Friday, they're probably just resting. It doesn't work like that. We are still working the next day. We're working all the way up until our next wedding. It does require a lot. And I think the reason why ours require a little bit more is because we live on the property. And so we maintain the landscaping. Well, my husband does a lot of the landscaping. We maintain the landscaping. We do tours. We are emailing clients, and we have to be available days and nights and weekends just to try to sell our venue to potential brides and clients. We are constantly working, detailing weddings, setting up weddings, cleaning up after weddings. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of fulfilling work, and it's something that if anyone's ever interested in, it's something that you really have to have the passion for. But it's also, you also deal with the stress levels of any event. I'm pretty sure that anybody that is in event planning knows that there's so many hiccups that comes with it, and you just have to know how to maintain your stress level, and to not to be professional in front of your clients and your brides and your grooms and your guests. And but we enjoyed it. Once the wedding's done, we kind of get to relax and kind of just like, okay, we did it. Now on to the next. So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So what's been one of the most like challenging things for you?
I think for us, is I'll be honest, the most challenging thing for us is rain. I think with
Right.
any I think with any wedding venue owner, rain is our number one enemy, just because our venue, our ceremony is set for outside. And so if it rains, then we have to think real quick on moving the ceremony inside, making sure everybody is safe and not wet, and then rearranging it so that it's a smooth transition from ceremony to reception inside the wedding venue. So I think that's our biggest challenge on the wedding day. I think other challenges that we run across owning a wedding venue is it's becoming a more competitive market now. We've seen a lot more wedding venues opening up, so now it's trying to change how our venue appeals to other people and how we can differentiate ourselves from other wedding venues. So that's been kind of a challenge too.
Absolutely, 100%. I could definitely see with the rain, like the weather here, like sometimes it'll be like sunny and then you'll get that
Yeah.
like rain that comes in like, oh my gosh, and then you don't know if it's going to stop or not, and then
Yes.
might stop.
Yeah, North Carolina, anybody that lives in North Carolina knows that North Carolina has the most bipolar weather, where it'll rain in the morning, and then by the time it's ceremony time, the sun is coming out, the birds are singing, and we're ready for go time. So we've been blessed with a lot of days like that. There's been less than a handful of weddings where it has rained and it has been done indoors, but it's all been manageable. So knock on wood, but you just never know. Sometimes you may
Right.
get the worst weather, but
Yeah, absolutely. Do you guys have a system down now since it's actually happened a few times?
we
Um,
do. We do. So when people come and do tours, that's a very valid question that they ask, what happens if it rains? And so for us now, it's easier to explain to them the process. And then we have pictures to show how we've done a ceremony inside versus outside when it rains. So, but still, it's just one of those things that you hope to never see at anybody's wedding.
Now, I've never rented a wedding venue before, so can you explain a little more about what comes with like renting a venue?
So every wedding venue is very different. And I'll just kind of talk about what we offer. So we
Yeah.
offer several packages. We realize that not every bride wants the same thing. And so we offer three packages. We offer a weekend package where they come in Friday and they leave Sunday. And we pretty much handle everything from decorating to coordinating the wedding to cleaning up, to make sure that the only thing that they need to come with is their personal items, and then that's all they leave with. And we coordinate the day for them as well in regards to meeting the vendors, whether it's meeting the DJ or the caterers, the photographers. So that's our most all inclusive package that we provide. And another package is, we have those that just want to, 1 day wedding, like on a Sunday. They're very minimal, they don't need a lot, and we provide that service too. So it's just kind of understanding your brides and your clients and trying to offer them what they are wanting in a wedding. Because I think with weddings, everyone's on a budget, of course. And so we try to match everyone's budget to their specific needs.
Okay. Sorry. Maybe I missed it. Did you talk about the first pack, the third?
So, oh, so the third package is just a Friday and Saturday. So
Oh, okay.
Friday, Saturday is just, it's not a whole entire weekend. It's just they come in Friday, they rehearse, and then Saturday they're already gone by the end of the evening on Saturday.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. So three different packages based on budgets. And then even those packages can be customized as well.
The only thing that we do add on is like bartending, because not we don't include bartending service because not everyone wants alcohol at their wedding, so we don't include it into it. So bartending is like an additional service that we provide. But pretty much everything we is already included. Most of the time people will look at our price and they're thinking it just makes more sense to go ahead and get the all-inclusive package versus just doing like a Friday, Saturday. And that's been our most popular, is just the entire weekend package. It's easier on them. Saturday night, they get to spend the night, and then they don't have to worry about trying to rush out of here on Saturday night. So they like that. So that's why we've been offering it to them.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea because I mean, I know if I'm having a wedding, like having to deal with all the stuff, the prep, the work, that's just a lot of work. I feel like, you know?
It takes a big team to run a wedding. And I think in this business, you really have to learn how to network with every vendor, from makeup artists to the videographer to your DJ to your caterers. It's just you work with each other, and I think a lot of people feel like we're competitive in nature with each other, but there are times when I will refer a bride and groom to a different venue because like I had somebody ask me, "Hey, do you have cows on the farm?" And I'll be like, I don't have cows on the farm, but there's another venue that does have cows, and so I gave them the link, I gave them the information, so it's just really like trying to network and help out other venues as well. And in turn, you're hoping that they too will, say, hey, there's Kyle at Willow Creek, she has exactly what you guys are looking for.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. And like you give, right? You get what you give as well.
Yes,
So
yes, absolutely.
that's awesome. I love that. So what sets you guys apart from other businesses or venues that provide kind of like the similar things?
I think the one selling point about us is we're family owned. So we are more lenient in what we can do at the ceremony sites or at the wedding venue. One thing is like we love dogs, and so some venues don't allow dogs, but we welcome bride and grooms bringing their dogs because we feel like, hey, that's family too.
Uh,
So so just being different in what we can provide and offer, and I think that's what sets us apart. And like I said, we're family owned, and people love that. People love supporting small business. We are a small business. Um, it's just my husband works here, my daughter works here, my other daughter works here, my son, he's cleaning at night. So I think people love that aspect. Like, wow, you're family owned. We love that concept of just family working together. So that's been, one thing that kind of sets us apart. And again, just the leniency in what we allow. We have a pond here, so we allow the groomsmen to fish during the day of before the wedding ceremony. So, they like that, because guys, it takes them like 5 minutes to get ready. So what else are they going to do in the morning? I'm like, well, go fishing in my pond, so just little things like that we offer and provide.
Now, are you providing a tackle bait shop on the side over there too as well?
No, but I should think about that. That might be something about.
Yes. Little rolling cart with like,
I I
tackle bait.
sh I should. That's it. Thank you. I might have to think about that. That might be like a good selling point.
I got you. That's awesome. Well, if you ever want to go fishing while the girls are, so this is really for the guys then, right? The guys, the grooms, guys get ready, they're fast, like it's our,
Yes.
obviously women takes a much longer, you know, and so the good thing is that you guys are appealing to the guys as well. You guys have a fishing pond there.
Yes.
Awesome. Wow. That's cool. So now I know you said that you guys kind of live on the land area as well. How big is that area?
So our property is we're on 8.5 acres.
Okay.
So and we have an awesome neighbor Joe who has a field of he just does grass. So he's super sweet and he'll allow our brides and grooms to go there and take photos on his grass field. And I love Joe, so I'll feed Joe some egg rolls and so it's just kind of like,
Yes.
yeah, and he loves it. He loves that people are going over there and that people are making beautiful memories on his land. So it's
That's awesome.
nice. Again, it's just nice networking, especially like, loving your neighbors and knowing them as well and just respecting them as well. And vice versa, with Joey, he's just been so nice to us too as neighbors, especially beside a wedding venue. So
Right, right. That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, how big, maybe for those people who aren't like familiar with the venue, the area, how big of a crowd can you fit there? Or like there's a max
so
capacity?
yeah, there's the max capacity. Our venue is just it's a little bit under 3,600 square feet. So our head count seating is 152 head count. So that's our maximum that we allow. Traditionally for Hmong people, that's very small. Hmong people weddings, we're running like our oldest daughter, her wedding was like at 500, and
Right.
so but 150 is a good number for a lot of our brides and grooms. Traditionally you're seeing that weddings are becoming smaller in size. It's becoming more intimate, from like 80 to 120. So 150 is the max capacity. Um, but people come and see, we have pictures and videos of how it's set up. Um, so that way people can actually see, okay, this is what it looks like if I was to have like, 12 tables or 15 tables or 16, 19 tables.
I've been there already before. I haven't been there where
Okay.
it's fully decorated, but it looks great. I love it.
Yeah, we I don't know what the last time you were here, but we painted it white. The inside we painted it white last October.
Okay,
Uh,
yeah, it was much longer than that, so it was before that. Yeah.
yeah. So what we've learned in the wedding business industry is that change is constant and so is trend. And so if you want to be in the wedding business, you do have to keep up with what your clients are seeking and what they are wanting. So I think a while back, the old cedar barn look was a beautiful look and it still is, but we realized that these generations that are now coming to book weddings, they're wanting something more bright and airy. And so we made that drastic change of painting the barn inside white, and all of our brides have loved it. And it is also a lot more bookings just because we understand our audience. And I think that's one thing you have to realize that in this business, you have to constantly move with that change. And it's not a business where and you do it the way you like it, though you have to do it the way your clients like it.
I know you guys don't do just weddings there, right?
Correct. Correct. We don't just do weddings. We open it up for anybody that's interested in renting for an event. Usually, if it's just an event that they want on a Saturday, I will usually ask them to wait at least 6 months out because I like to reserve it for weddings, which are most popular on Saturdays. But most of my events get rented out on Sundays, and then we charge an hourly rate for that. And so most of the time it's mainly like churches. They'll come and rent out the venue because they may have like a big event where they congregate several churches to the event. We've had birthday parties, baby showers, graduation parties. We've had, several Hmong people rent from us just to host events, for their parents or, just just a variety of different events. So we don't just do it mainly for weddings. We also open it up to other events as well. And I even open it for photographers to come if they want to do like a family photo shoot, then they'll I charge them a very minimal fee for photographers because they're not using anything, but they're just coming on the property and they just want the barn as the background to take photos or out in the field to take photos. So that's been very popular too with photographers.
Okay, that's awesome. Wow, you're just opening it up to everyone, which is amazing because I don't think there's a lot of venues out there that would do that. And with you guys being a family ran business too as well, you probably have more of a flexibility at the same time.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do. And I think a lot of, I get it, a lot of wedding venues, they have to pay for like overhead costs or employees and everything. So, I'm lucky my employees are my kids. So
Yes, I guess
that
it's nice to have kids.
it is nice to I've been very fortunate to have my kids help me out a lot. They played a very big role in helping run this business as well. Like I feel like if I had go somewhere for an emergency for a weekend, I feel like my daughter, my middle daughter, like she probably would be able to run the event like as a wedding coordinator in lieu of me instead.
Right, right. Now here's the big question that I'm going to start asking everyone that comes on this is what makes your heart beat? And I think what I kind of mean by that, or maybe people take a different way, but what I'm asking is like, hey, what keeps you continuously going in your business and what you're
In
doing?
my business.
Yeah.
I think for me, honestly, it's just the moment the wedding ceremony starts and the moment we see the bride for the first time because we've built this relationship with this bride from her first tour, for them coming back to take photo shoots, for them to come back again to do a decorating meeting with us, and then to actually see them on the day of their wedding, and then to see them in their wedding dress, and they're just like they've been waiting for this moment um, for so long, and for us to see their reveal and see how beautiful they look, like that's what makes my heart beat. And I feel like, wow, like okay, this all this sweat and hard work, like it was worth it. And it's the moment where the groom sees the bride and he starts tearing up. Like we're such um we fall for guys that cry at wedding ceremonies, when he sees the bride for the first time, and be like, oh, like, so and so is crying because he just saw her walk down the aisle. But I think it's those small intimate moments that makes me feel like, wow, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Prior to me doing weddings, I didn't have much experience with weddings. I did, my niece's, my nephew's wedding, as an aunt, that's what you do, because that's what Hmong people do. You just help where you can. And so, but I've done events for like corporate businesses before. I just kind of help throwing like small events, and I love doing it. Never thought I would own a venue and start doing it for brides and grooms, but I think for me that's my moment. And it's always a moment that my daughter and I will talk about. Be like, oh my God, did you see the dress? Did you see the way he looked at her? Like that's for me, that's the moment.
Wow, yes, absolutely, absolutely. And that's what keeps you going as well. How can people get in contact with you guys?
So they can go to our website, willowcreekfarmcenter.com, and there's a contact link on there. They could either shoot us an email. Email is probably the best way to reach out to us, just because if you're trying to call me, I'm working at the hospital. Unfortunately, I can't answer your calls, but I can respond to your emails at a later time. So email is the best way to reach out to us.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha. So the website, and then I think I saw you guys have a Facebook and Instagram, correct?
Yes. So we're on Facebook as well and Instagram. TikTok though, I that's not my generation.
That's
I
okay. It's not
I
for
try. I have tried, but I still have my TikTok, Willow Creek Farm Center on TikTok. But yeah, but mostly we're on Instagram and mostly Facebook.
do you have any future plans of where you want the Willow Creek Farm Center to go?
We do. I mean, we have a few ideas in mind of what we want to do. But I feel like with the wedding venue, it's ever changing. So one week will be okay, let's do this, and then the next week we're like, well, actually, this idea might be better. So I think right now for us, it's just really trying to try to finish all our bookings for next year and then try to grow the venue, whether it's growing another facility center to host like an indoor wedding instead of doing it outside to give our brides more options. I think that's our goal right now is to really think about, okay, um, how else can we offer more for our brides and grooms. And I think that has been a big thing for a lot of brides and grooms is they want more options. And so I think that's where we're heading towards next. And hopefully we'll see some changes this year. And if not this year, then definitely next year.
Okay. How if somebody wants to get booked, how soon do they need to contact you guys?
Once someone has decided, they just let me know. And then I send them a contract and it's on a first come, first serve basis. So whoever signs the contract first and pays their invoice first, then they get locked in for that date. So most of the time people, and I don't ever I'm not a pushy salesperson when it comes to a wedding venue. And I'll tell you why, because I feel like uh, I want my bride to really be in love with the wedding venue. And if it's not speaking to her, I don't want to force it upon her because these are going to be her pictures that she's going to carry for the rest of her life with, her husband. Not that it doesn't matter the husband, but it matters a lot more to women, I think. And so, I don't try to push the sale to them. I just, sometimes you can read a bride and you know that they love this place. And you just kind of give them a moment and people will usually reach out to you like within 24 hours when they love a place and then they just pretty much book it immediately. So they know that it's a first come, first serve, turn in your contract and pay your invoice, your retainer fee, and then it's booked for your wedding. So
Nice. Awesome. Awesome. Now, are you currently fully booked yet?
we are booked from fall to the end of this year.
Wow,
Um,
that's awesome.
weddings traditionally are booked a year out in advance.
Okay.
That's usually the go-to. We're finding that there's a few people that will book like 6 months in advance, but most of the time it's like a year in advance. I try not to sell my July and early August dates because it does get very warm and very hot out here. And I do tell my brides and grooms that, it is, even though my venue is climate controlled, it's still a barn. And so it still will get warm during the hot summer months. And North Carolina is just scorching hot in
Oh
July
yeah.
and August. So usually July, August is time for us to kind of like do a lot of landscaping and upkeeping with our venue. But
Okay.
otherwise in that fall all the way to in the winter, we're pretty much booked. And then
Nice.
we've been slowly booking for the spring of next year already too.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So we're coming up on our time here. Is there anything that you would like to share on behalf of the business or even about being an entrepreneur?
Um, so not much about the business. I know that we have a few things coming out. We are trying to work on a cornhole tournament here. Hopefully in September, if everything works out. We got a few good friends that are. I know nothing about cornhole, but we have a few good friends that are very familiar with it. So we're working with them to try to set a date and host an event here, and hopefully it'll be an annual thing. So we'll see. I mean, we'll definitely keep everyone posted on our social media accounts. Um, but words of wisdom to the entrepreneur. Uh, there is this one lady that has the most relatable quote that I am most, I guess I appeal more to her quote is it's from Deshauna Barber, and she was Miss USA from 2016, and her quote was, um, do not fear, do not fear failure, but please be terrified of regret. And so it's just one thing that I've kind of held on to because I know that My husband and I, ever since we've been married, we have dived into almost every avenue of entrepreneurship, from selling life insurance to selling makeup to, selling water and toothpaste, and just, just trying to find our niche. Um, but, I feel like people that know us know that we're risk takers. And it's just one of those things that I feel like I am terrified of regret. Like, what if I don't take this opportunity? I will probably regret it later in life. So I don't like that feeling of feeling regrets. And it's okay. We have failed several times. I don't think anybody hasn't failed in their life. So it's okay to fail. So it's okay if an entrepreneur starts something and it doesn't work out. It's okay. Just close that chapter, and soon enough you'll find your niche in something else.
And here you are with the passion of the wedding venue now. And that's
Yeah.
amazing. Yes. Well, God, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And that's a perfect way to close this out.
Thank you, Joshua. I truly appreciate you reaching out to us and letting us be on your podcast. And, best luck to you and your ventures and your endeavors into entrepreneurship too.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. And I appreciate you guys being here on the podcast. And thank you so much. So take care, and I'm gonna sign us out here, okay?
All right. Thank
All
you.
right. Yes, absolutely. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being here with me and Ka and with the Willow Farm Center, right?
Willow Creek Farm Center.
Willow Creek Farm Center. Awesome. Thank you so much. This is the heartbeat of Hmong entrepreneurs, and my name is Josh. We'll see you on the next episode. Thank you. All right, take care now, Ka.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Before I let you go, I just want to thank you to all my listeners, to all my guests, future and past, for being here on our channel. Thank you so much. My name is Josh, and this is my podcast. Now, if you love what I'm doing, for the cost of a cup of coffee per month, your support will help me continue on this mission to connect with Hmong entrepreneurs all over. Now, it also helped me to maintain this channel, the software, and equipment that's needed to make this the best possible experience for you, my listeners. Now, your support can be canceled at any time, so don't worry about that. But yeah, thank you so much for your support and being a listener. And I hope that you will join me on my next episode. This podcast is sponsored by Marketing Executions, a digital marketing agency for local businesses. You can find out more at www.marketingexecutions.com. Again, my name is Josh. This is the heartbeat of Hmong entrepreneurs.